Here's another look at my flying squirrel arm. Hello, welcome to Birch and Lily, my channel where I talk about all of the crafty goodness that I've been up to over the past couple weeks. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new or if you're not, it means a lot to me and I really appreciate you being here. Today I have a finished object, some works in progress, all sorts of fun knitting stuff to show you. Before we do jump on in though, there are a couple things that I would like to bring to your attention. First of all, the main place you can find me on the internet is Instagram at birch.and.lily. You can also find me on my website, birchandlilyfiber.com. You can find me on Patreon and Ravelry as well. If you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, all the information will be linked down below for that. And yeah, I think that is all for announcement-y type stuff. I try not to keep it too long because I know I wouldn't want to listen if it was me. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a terribly long episode. I have a couple things, like I said, to show you. I have a little bit of shopping. I thought maybe if we're running real short on time, I would talk about a few future projects that I'm hoping to work on, but I won't keep you waiting any longer. This here is my finished dad's sweater. This is a pattern I was testing for Emily Curtis. I do believe it's coming out very, very soon, like in the next couple weeks, but it is just a beautiful, beautiful pattern. It's meant to be like a sweater your dad would have worn. So let me back up here so you can see. Look how cute this is. I love the sleeves. They're so my husband said that I look like a flying squirrel. I would disagree. I think they're perfect. I just love how much space is in them, and they're the perfect length that I can like tuck my hands in, but they also still like stay here so that they don't get in the way if I want them to. Does that make sense? I hope so. Tubular bind off on everything. I'm gonna come closer again. I always feel weird standing like that where you can't see my face because I don't know. So there's a tubular bind off on all the edges, which I just love. It's kind of hard to tell with this because I've got the mohair, but it just makes everything look so finished. And then the neckline is knit extra long and folded over. It's like a double collar, which I also love as well. I find it gives a lot more structure than just like a normal straight good old collar. Anyways, I'm highly contemplating knitting another one of these. Like if I just don't want to think too much. I don't know. It's so, sorry, I have so much hair. I took a bunch of finished object photos before I started filming because I was like, you know what, kill two birds with one stone, do my makeup, do my hair, but now my hair is just, I don't know, driving me nuts. Anyways, but yeah, there's a really unique construction too for the shoulder here, where it's done like any other normal shoulder where you like pick up the stitches around after and then knit your sweater, knit your sleeve rather, but it's made to look like a set-in sleeve, which is something I've never done. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared to do. But yeah, so there's short rows worked at the top of the sleeve cap to give you the perfect shape. I don't know if I'm making any sense. But if you want to knit a sweater, this is beautifully written. I also really love how detailed the pattern was. Like it gives you instructions every single way. It's not just like, okay, repeat this, blah, 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 and try and figure this out yourself. It's very, very detailed and well written. So yeah, I think for someone who hasn't knit a sweater before, I do think you might be able to do this. It's not too hard. Anyways, very cute. Love it so much. The yarn I'm using here is both from my yarn shop, Birch and Lily Fiber Co. So what did I use? Goodness. I held 2 yarns double. I held our birch sock base in Blackcurrant with our birch Suri base in Heirloom. And that's what gave it this really cool marled sort of look. I love it so much. I never thought I would be a Suri person, and now I've knit a couple sweaters with it, and I will admit, when I first put them on, I feel a little itchy, but then give it like half an hour and I don't even notice anymore. I have really sensitive skin too. I think if I was to knit, for myself at least, something with Suri where the neck sat like up here, I don't think I could do it. But because it sits further down like this, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. So what else do I have to say about this? I knit a size 3. I did everything to pattern. I'm testing it, so I try to not change anything too much. I might have knit the sleeves. I don't have my pattern notes here with me. I think I might have knit the sleeves Nope, I didn't. I lie. I'm thinking about a different pattern. I even knit the sleeves to pattern. Because sometimes I end up having to make them a little shorter because they always seem to be really long on me, but not these. So here's another look at my flying squirrel arm. Anyways, beautiful pattern, love it a lot, and I'm excited for you guys to get your hands on it. I as well wanted to, I don't have this sweater with me right now, but I'm just going to pop in some pictures really quickly of my Searchight Raglan that I test knit for Autumn and Indigo. If you missed my short on that I posted maybe a week ago, the Searchight Raglan pattern is live now. And last episode I wasn't allowed to show it because the pattern wasn't released yet. So I'm sure there'll be some pictures on the screen of the Searchight. That was a really fun pattern to knit as well. Sorry, adjusting here. I really enjoyed it and I loved the yarn. Everyone said they were terrified of the color until they saw it on me, and now everyone loved it. So another really fun, simple pattern if you're looking for something that's not too complicated sweater-wise. But yeah, that's all I have finished. Works in progress. Let's start with my hot dish cardigan. This I am test knitting for Lindsey Fowler of Larkspur Designs, Larkspur Knits. This is my Brooklyn haberdashery bag that I love. And I've got quite a bit done. Now, there's hair that I knit into it. I knitted a lot yesterday. I'm scared I'm gonna run out of yarn though, which is not great, considering I have way more than the pattern calls for already. I do have 2 more skeins sitting down there that aren't wound up yet. But like I steam blocked it last night even because I was like, this wants me to knit the body from the underarm to 12 inches. And I was at 7. Once I steam blocked it, it was at 8. But I'm still, I'm nervous. Now, usually it ends up being just fine and I have nothing to worry about, but this is my first cardigan. So I'm nervous. Once I steam blocked it, I did check my gauge again. My stitch gauge is correct. My row gauge is a little bit off, but it always is. So yeah, I should be fine. I think I'm worrying for nothing, but here is my hot dish cardigan. So I have made, I don't have a progress keeper on here because I think last time I was like literally just an inch, maybe even down from the top here. So I will put a progress keeper on after this episode, but this is where I am. So like I said, there's this really cool ribbing running down the side, by the way. So this is at about 8 inches now, and I have to go to 12. So I have about 4 more inches left. And then I will start moving on to the ribbing. The nice thing about the ribbing is I'm holding another skein double with it, like a different color, which I haven't chosen yet. But that will kind of stop the quick usage of yarn or slow it a little bit. But yeah, I'm still nervous. I am knitting the size 7 for this. I think it called for, because I'm holding fingering weight double as the pattern calls for, and I think it called for 2100 yards, and I have 2400, probably a little bit more because the skeins are always a little bit generous. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I haven't picked my 2 contrasting colors yet because there is striping on the band of the sweater, the bottom ribbing, and the cuffs. That uses contrast colors held with the main color. I haven't picked those yet, but I think I'm just going to use some stuff out of my scrap bin, find some colors that match with this that I like. So that's my plan there. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see. think I'm gonna wind up those other 2 skeins maybe tonight, just so I feel a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know. I'm at the point too where, like, on one end, I feel silly because I know I have gauge as closely as I can possibly get it. I don't know. Anyways, this is my hot dish cardigan, my first cardigan ever. I'm not letting it scare me off from cardigans completely. There is a cardigan, and I know it's in testing now. I kind of missed the testing window and I'm mad at myself for it. But from Tori Knits NYC, I think is her name, but she called it the Gartergan. And it's because it's totally garter cardigan, so there's no purling. And that sounds totally up my alley. So I think once that pattern releases, I would love to knit it, depending on if I have the yarn, obviously, in my stash at the moment. But yes, this is my hot dish cardigan. This is where I am with it. It's stressing me out. If I'm honest, I'm a little stressed as it is because this is the first time I've been stressed for like test knit timelines. And I don't know why. I thought I had plenty of time and now I feel like I have none. So I have this due, and then the next thing I'm going to show you is my Lakes pullover. That's also due like around the first couple days of November. I still have 2 weeks, but I'm feeling stressed. So that is that. Let's show my Lakes pullover. You know what I think part of it is though too is because it's getting close to Christmas and I haven't started any Christmas presents yet either. And I know these need to be finished first. So granted, a lot of my Christmas presents this year are hats, which don't take as long. So that's a good thing. But this is my Lakes pullover in my super cute Knittin' in the Mitten bag. And I have got quite a bit done on this. And this is knit in worsted weight, so I think I can get it done within the next couple days. The whole body is done on this now, and I have started the sleeve, or the first sleeve. There. So yeah, I think I can get this done pretty quickly. I'm knitting the size 4 for this one, and this yarn is, did I mention the last sweater's yarn? I dyed that. It has no name yet. It will. Anyways, back to this sweater. This I'm using Blue Sky Fibers Woolstok worsted. The color is Lilac Bloom. And it's really cute. The only thing I've changed so far is the pattern called to use the same needle for the ribbing as the body, and I just knew I wouldn't like it because my ribbing is always so loose and floppy looking. So I did drop down to the smaller needle size called for in the pattern for the ribbing on the bottom. So it does suck it in a little bit more than it probably would on other people's, but I'm just going to block that out when I block it and you won't even notice. I just knew I wouldn't be happy if I, oops, I'm trying to show you the ribbing. I wouldn't be happy if I left the ribbing all floppy. So that is where we are with the ribbing situation. I'll likely do the same for the cuff. The cuff also calls just to use the body needle for the ribbing. And then the neckband is the only one that was supposed to use the smaller needle size. So we're just going to use it for all the ribbing and call it good because I'm happier with how that looks. So I love the fit of this already though. I tried it on before I started the first sleeve, and it's that really big cozy feel that I was looking for. So I'm really excited to be able to wear this. And I kind of like how it looks with my skin tone. Since I'm starting to hit pale me, my tan is mostly gone because I'm not an outdoor person as it is. So then the fall and the cold hits and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I still have a little bit of garden cutting back to do, like fall prep, and the leaves are falling never-endingly. You can see they're yellow outside my window. I need to go out and mulch those again. Maybe I'll do that. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock. I can probably do that this afternoon. Yeah. anyways, tangenting. So that is that. Not much else to say. I probably will have it done by next time, which is exciting. So that's my Lakes pullover. And I do think, oh gosh, I rolled over some yarn with my chair. That's not great. Let's go into tangents of what I need / want to knit for Christmas gifts. I haven't pulled yarn for everything, but we'll talk about them because the patterns are pretty. So let's see, what do I have written on my list here? Ooh, no, I do have the yarn for this. One sec. Okay, it's a lot of yarn, but I want to knit. It's called the Patchwork Pullover, I believe. It's a pattern. So it's called the Patchwork Pullover. It's a pattern by Claire Jackson, but it was commissioned for Squirrel, and oh, it looks even better on camera. Okay, so main color. I'll have popped a picture up on the screen, I'm sure. Main color is going to be this. I was super lucky, and now it is a discontinued color, so if I run out, I'm screwed, and that's my own fault, and I'll have to figure something else out. But I think I could totally get away with like doing the cuffs of the sleeves a different color or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But this is Brooklyn Tweed Peary. It's 100% American Merino wool in the colorway Carib, which you can't get because it's discontinued. But I was so lucky. I got this at our local yarn shop, and it was already marked down to $17.25, and then there was another 30% off of that, so it ended up being like 12 something each per skein. So I have skeins of that for the main color, and then I pulled these out of my stash for the little like patchwork squares. Now you're gonna say, Amanda, that pattern is written for DK and you are holding up a whole bunch of fingering weight. Yes, I am. I'm gonna hold them double. That is my plan. So, because I have most of my stash is fingering weight, and I wanted to be able to use some of it up. This will use a lot of it up, and I have plenty of all of these contrast colors to hold them double, and there'll be plenty of it for the pattern. So that's the plan. Let me grab one of the contrast colors again. So yeah, patchwork pullover. So that's my project for me on the list, which I won't start until I finish my Christmas presents, but I'm just so excited now that I found the contrast color, because I was having a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do for the contrast color. So that's all figured out now. I have talked about Harlow hats. I have a ton of Blackcurrant left over from this sweater, actually. I probably didn't need the final skein that I pulled. I haven't done the math to figure out the yardage yet that I used, but I probably didn't need one of the skeins. I think I only needed 3 instead of 4, but I had 4 caked up. So I'm going to use some of that extra for some Harlow hats and put it with something else. And then I want to make some boreal slippers. It's a pattern by Lindsey Fowler, and it's like a DK weight slipper. So that is on my list. I want to make a pair of socks for my grandma as well. She was so sweet last Christmas, which is embarrassing, and gave me some yarn, some sock yarn, and said, I tried to knit socks, but I couldn't do it. So I thought I would give you the yarn. To which I said, I'll knit you socks. And I still haven't done it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use, my one plan was to maybe like start over. My one plan was to just use the fingering weight yarn on its own and knit a pair of socks, good old fingering weight socks. But the other thing I had thought of was maybe holding it double with some Suri and making them extra cushy. And then I could maybe get away with doing like the boreal slippers or something like that, more of a DK weight slipper pattern instead of a fingering weight sock. So I haven't decided yet. I think that's going to depend a lot on how crunched for time I am, because I can obviously knit a pair of DK socks a lot faster than I can a pair of fingering weight socks. So yeah, that is where I am. I think that finishes off everyone who needs knit Christmas gifts then. I knit my dad a pair of socks once. He won't wear them. He's too scared. They sit on his the table beside his spot on the couch, and he just looks at them. So he's not getting anything knit. And my one sister, she's just told me, no, it's okay, you don't have to. And yeah, my husband's hat is half done. I didn't bring that up to show because it really doesn't look that different, but I am knitting him the Held Together hat by Lindsey Fowler as well. And yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, I didn't light a candle. That's kind of sad. I always like to light a candle when I'm filming in here. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep rambling if I don't end this here. So let's go into my spiel. If you like what you saw today, please consider subscribing. If you haven't already, hit that like button and the notification bell to help both me and you out. It'll give you notifications when I upload a new video, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.